From Paulsboro High School, Channel 5, Comcast Cable presents high school wrestling. Tonight, it's the Seniors Classic. The Region 7 All-Stars against the Delaware All-Stars. Hello, everyone. With John Vogeting, I'm John Mondelli. And Voge, this is it. It wraps up another season of high school wrestling. Our season began way back in December and wraps up in the middle of March.
Yes, and of course, what better way to end than have the region seniors, 7 and 8 seniors, competing against the state of Delaware. It's been an ongoing thing now for the I think it's the 22nd year or 21st annual meeting, and it's really been a great rivalry over the years, and we look for a lot of excitement tonight.
Of course, this season or this series has been dominated by South Jersey, which is kind of surprising a little bit that it's that dominant.
Yeah, well, the Region 7 and 8 total number of schools probably outnumbers the total number of schools in the state of Delaware. So that's one thing that has to be taken into consideration. But I think Delaware's gotten progressively better. We saw a very good Cesar Rodney team this year come into Paulsboro's gymnasium and beat Paulsboro. And a week prior to that, they just lost to Eastern and Nazareth, two highly ranked teams in Pennsylvania. And they had won 128 consecutive meets in a row without a loss until those losses to Eastern and Nazareth, and they turned around and beat Paulsboro. So I think they're getting progressively better with better coaching and more intense participants.
One of the guys I'm going to be interested in seeing, Voge, is Mike Miller from Brandywine, 41-1, a state champ, and he was second in the Beast this year.
Yeah, and he's wrestling against Mark Pfeiffer of Overbrook Regional, who was a state champion, a Region 8 champion, and a state champion this year. And Mark is certainly going to have his work cut out. He's going to be very, very careful with that opponent.
Yeah, Voge, as I pick up my sheet because you took my copy. Anyway, some guys that we thought we'd see today we're not going to see. We're not going to see Ian McLeaf. We're not going to see Vince Jones, but some really good wrestlers, including Nick Gorio, a state champion from Eastern.
Right, and Dennis Landolt, the heavyweight from Holy Cross.
And you mentioned Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
But we mentioned him, but we do get to see
But the reason we don't see a Vince Jones tonight, or the reason we don't see an Ian McLeaf, Vince Jones just had enough wrestling and decided the second state championship was as much wrestling as he wanted to go through at the end of the year. And Ian McLeaf is, we saw him in the football season as a quarterback. He also is a very good baseball player. And Coach Little from Pemberton was telling us that it was all he could do the last week of the season to get him out of the batting cage and into the wrestling room to get ready for the state tournament. And he just respectfully declined and said he'd rather get right into his baseball season.
Let's talk about the wild cards. Tell everybody what that's all about. I think each team gets to pick an extra weight class.
Yeah, there are 14 weight classes from 103 through heavyweight, just like the regular lineup. But each state gets a wild card. The home team gets its choice of the wild card, and the visiting team gets its choice of a wild card. New Jersey this year, or Region 7-8, originally took, and you have to tell the state ahead of time, told Delaware that we would use 189 as our wild card, thinking in terms of Vince Jones and either Wilcox or Toomey. And so Delaware took 135 pounds as their weight, as their wild card. Well, as it turns out, Vince Jones said he did not want to wrestle, so we'll see both Wilcox and Toomey tonight. They agreed to wrestle. What they do in both regions, it's seniors are eligible. So in Region 7, Gary McGurn, the Bishop Eustace prep coach, passed out paperwork to all the senior wrestlers. And in Region 8, Joe Robinson, the Triton coach, who previously wrestled in this meet, passed out the paperwork. And during the course of the long weekend in Atlantic City, those two coaches were constantly in the coaches and wrestlers seating area, gathered back the paperwork and put together the team.
Okay, should be a great night of wrestling. We'll have all the action coming up next right here on Channel 5. Welcome back to Paulsboro High School. John Vogeting and John Mondelli. The Seniors Classic, the Team Delaware against the Region 7 All-Stars. Voge, what do we got?
We have Charles Mookie Golden from Eastern High School. 26 wins, 8 losses this year, 42-21 in his career. He was first in the district in 2004, second this year, and second in the region this year. His opponent from Delaware, Sussex Tech, is Matt Donahue, a state qualifier this year who had a 19-19 season.
Okay, and Delaware's in the yellow, gold Voge? Gold, and New Jersey is in the blue.
Hey.
So far, we're scoreless, 50 seconds in.
And we have two officials, you'll notice, working the match, and the official in charge on the mat is Keith Mumford from Delaware. He's being assisted by New Jersey's Sean Felkins.
Originally gave two there, Voj, and took it away.
Yeah, he might have gotten the nod from the assistant on that particular thing.
Oh, right to his back, Voj. Just
can't get that away. Oh, my. Oh, brother. Nice lateral drop.
There it is.
Oh, brother.
1 minute, 10 seconds. Pin forward. Hey, didn't get a chance to talk about Mookie Golden Long. He got his stats out. 6-0 lead, South Jersey.
I would say Mookie was ready to wrestle.
Moved to 112 pounds. We'll talk about this in a little bit. But we watched it right to his back, Voj. It looked like Donahue took the shot.
Yeah, Donahue took the shot, and Golden underhooked him because he got the same move when he had a bounds line. This time he did it in the center of the mat. And once he gets him down there, just plants him.
112, Tad Brumall against Matt Gambale. One of our favorites, Gambale, Voj.
Yes.
And he's ready to wrestle.
Well, you know, he had a situation this year at Deptford where a freshman came into school from, oh my, oh brother.
He's got Brumall in a lot of trouble early. He's got to compose himself, get under control.
Oh my, oh my. Brumall doesn't panic out there. What a wild one, huh?
Yeah.
Hope they can figure that scoring out.
All that, and it's 4-2 Gambale.
Well, Gambale is an interesting situation, John, because a lot of times 103 and 112-pound weight classes, you're really slim on candidates who are seniors. And Gambale really has followed this match for the last couple of years. He probably would have been a 112-pound starter at Deptford this year, except that a very interesting freshman named Anthony Rislow come in and beat him out for that position. So Gambale kind of wrestled out of his weight class all year. He's a light 12-pounder, and of course there is a weight allowance in this meet. These wrestlers have, I believe, a 7-pound weight allowance from Sunday's weights.
We're going to get some back points here, so that 4-0 lead is gone. There'll be a 5-4 lead.
Brumell, a very good wrestler. He was second in the state this year. He's 34-7 this year, 87 wins and 30 losses in his career. So I think Gambale will have his hands full. And interestingly tonight, John, the regular 19-pounder for Delaware had a death in the family. One of his grandparents was not able to attend tonight, and Brumell will come back and wrestle again later in the program.
Yeah, so we're not going to go to 119 next. We'll skip over 19, go right to 25, and end with 19 to give Brumell a little breaks. 5-4 lead. He leads 6-0 on the team scoreboard for New Jersey. Oh, look at Gambale again. Could get two on the reversal.
Oh, my.
Got to watch.
May just not be quite strong enough for this weight class, John.
There's the one. We're tied at 5.
Gambale, 20 wins, 13 losses this year, 61 wins in his career at Deptford.
They always came up to us when we did a Deptford match. Very nice kid. Had a chance to talk to him at Regions, Voj, and he said he was hoping to still have a chance to wrestle in this match.
Well, as we told him at the regionals, make sure your coach has the application, because all seniors get an application. And he said, yes, sir, it's turned in. I said, well, we'll see who gets selected. 5-5 after 1.
Watch out. Got that leg. Gambale might get 6 there.
Oh, my. Just not strong enough. Got 2 and 2, I believe, and then a reversal.
It says 7-7, so I'm not sure. Maybe he only got 2. And he's going to give up at least 2 here.
Yeah, he's getting tilted. Try that spladle.
Okay, it is 9-9, so he did get 2 and 2.
Yeah, I kind of thought if he was going to get back points, he had to get a takedown off that. And you watch the official looking there very carefully on that particular move where the wrestler tries to get a guillotine, because he's got to watch that
potentially
angle.
Dangerous. And there's a reversal for Gambale. 11-9.
He's not going to quit out there. He now has the lead, 11-9.
.45 seconds, plenty of scoring. Somehow, I don't think we're going to see a stall warning in this match.
Well, and usually in this match, the officials
got to watch. He doesn't get himself pinned.
Got a reversal.
Tied at 11.
Double arm bar. Gambale in a lot of trouble here. If it gets twisted over, going to have a hard time getting out of this.
Definitely back points coming. But he's going to come back.
Reversal is going to get his own back points.
He's got to watch. He's getting a little too sloppy. But he got it there. How about that?
Oh, my.
It's a 13-13 because it's fast and furious.
You see the look on Brumall's face, and he's not quite sure what to expect, John. Brumall's choice in the last period, he's going to take down. He's going to try and get an escape or get a reversal to get back in the lead.
Gambale's cutting him, Vogt.
So he gives Brumall the lead.
Well, 14-13. We haven't had many takedowns, Vogt. It's been reversals and back points. And
yeah. And one Spladle takedown that Gambale had, and of course the early takedown in the match.
By Gambale.
Yeah.
He had that quick 4-0 lead.
Well, you know, Gambale had a good workout partner this year with Rizlo, so.
There's the takedown for Brumall. He's got a 3-point lead now. 16-13.
Really exciting, eh? A lot of points flying, fast and furious. Sean Felkins, the official, standing right on top of it. A tilt situation again.
No back points, though. 1 minute left. Gambale's got to make up 3 points if he wants to come back for New Jersey. Nice job rolling through.
Brumall again trying to use the tilt. Now he slips the half in. If he drives the half, it keeps him in bounds. Out of bounds they go. We mentioned that Gary McGurn, the Bishop Eustace prep coach, and Joe Robinson, who wrestled in this meet in 1991, are the coaches, along with Mike Cunningham, the chairman of the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame.
To escape, so Gambale needs a takedown to tie it. 35 seconds left, 16-14. Tad Brumall, Smyrna.
Gambale looking for a 2-2, I'm sure. Looking for that lateral drop again, maybe, or a headlock takedown.
Final 10 seconds. Five seconds. Can he get the takedown? He's got to just try and spin from behind. He can spin behind and get the takedown. He's not going to do it.
Oh, my.
Final 16-14. Tad Brumall, Delaware, with the win, 6-3 for New Jersey. That was a fun match, Vogt.
It was a great match. There's a kid who didn't want his season to end without one more shot. And he afforded himself well out there. Great job by Gambale.
Mike Degliobizzi from Silesianum, the 125-pounder for Delaware. Jimmy Garrett of Egg Harbor.
And you got to be careful here, John, because you have no gold uniform on Degliobizzi in this match. He has the Delaware blue on.
From Delaware, Mike Degliobizzi, and from Region 7-8, Jimmy Garrett.
Degliobizzi, 38 wins, 5 losses this year, 103 wins, 17 losses in his career. Third in the conference this year, a state champion and a conference champion in 2004. Jimmy Garrett, Egg Harbor Township, 33-2 this year, 108 wins, 21 losses in his career, 3-time District 32 champion, first in Region 8 last year, second in Region 8, and fourth in the state this year.
He leads 2-1.
Garrett,
that is.
Yeah, Garrett with the early takedown.
Going right after Degliobizzi.
Ross Thomas is the official from Delaware in charge on the mat. Mike Williams of New Jersey assisting.
Close to getting that takedown.
Got a little over too far now. Almost a stalemate type situation.
There it is. Next year, if Vogt doesn't come back, get that new contract, he's going to be out there as an official.
In the stripes. I've done that before. Done that, been there. Of course, when I did it, it was like a token $10 to do the match.
Deglio with the shot this time. Nice job by Garrett to fight it off. He's working for 2. Push down on the head, spin around, he can get 2. He's trying to get more than 2, though, it looked like.
Interestingly, the team from Region 7-8 comes here, John, on Monday night to get their uniforms and get their bags packed and everything. Oh, my, what a nice move. Faked one way, went the other. Still don't have the takedown yet. Now he's got it. Going to get back points. Oh, my. Garrett levels out his hips. Drops his hips. Oh, my.
25 seconds in the period, so Garrett's going to have a 7-1 lead minimum after that move. And there it is. Goes to 3.
There's the
escape, 7-2 in the last couple seconds. Hate to give that point up. Take a look at Garrett in action. This is in the, I guess, the region's vote, we're going to say, against Burroughs. Burroughs finished second in the state, lost the tiebreaker, but there you take a look at him.
Walking around on a takedown attempt.
Gets taken down by Burroughs, though.
Yep.
Nice to see those two guys finishing second and fourth in the state, respectively.
Yeah, a lot of respect for each other.
So we start neutral. Begin the second period.
I was mentioning, John, that they show up to get their equipment on Monday night, and then I noticed that Mike Chiazza was walking around the Paulsboro wrestling room looking at the number of regional and district champions, the state champions, and his eyes were wide open. So what a great tradition. And that's something he's trying to start at Egg Harbor Township.
Look at that. Did you see that pick? Grab that ankle?
Very nice.
Got the 2. Not yet. Deglio has a hold of Garrett's leg. Garrett can free it up. He can get the 2. Nice job by Deglio.
Interesting, last week, Delaware had a north-south meet to determine the membership of this team, so they take it very seriously.
Yeah, because their season ended, what, 2 weeks ago, I think, Voch, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Oh, Garrett has Deglio in a little bit of trouble now, Voch, right to his back. 2, maybe more.
Oh, he could just feel it coming. He walked right through. Oh, brother!
56 seconds left in the period, 3:04, time of pin. It's now 12-3. New Jersey, take a break. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Paulsboro High School, New Jersey, with the 12-3 lead. We get to see Corey Wilson, one of our own, Voch, from Gloucester County, at 130 pounds, going up against Mark Ashby.
And we saw Corey Wilson this year in District 29, where he finished first in 2004 and second this year, second in Region 8 this year. So Corey Wilson's been around for several years. He's the Woodbury student who attends the co-op program at Gateway. So he has 30 wins and 5 losses this year, 90 wins, 26 losses in his career. As you mentioned, Mark Ashby of AI DuPont, his opponent, 28-10 this year, 78 wins in his career, and a conference champion.
And Voch, we got to do something about the uniforms next year. I can't take this.
Well, listen, we'll gladly accept your donation to give us.
The home team should have choice. They should have a red and a blue then, or something like that. Or the anklets or something. But there's 2 for Wilson, right?
Well, the one in the blue.
Wow, one of the blue ones got 2. I can't tell.
Yeah, that's Wilson. You see that Gateway?
Okay, it's not Wilson who got the 2. Ashby got the 2.
Oh, really?
So it's 2-0.
They should use red and green anklets out there if they want to go with the first guy came out in Delaware with a gold uniform. I thought we were in like Flynn tonight. But I've seen this blue before.
Wilson trying to step over and get the reversal. 35 seconds left in the period. Mark Ashby with a 2-0 lead for Delaware. Nice job by Wilson's going to get out of here eventually. Just a matter of 1 or 2. He gets the 2.
Yep.
And right to his back. We're going to have some back points.
Oh,
not yet. Not yet.
All he's got to do is drive it over. He's got 15 seconds to do it.
There it is.
Oh, my.
He got a 2 count, so he'll get 2 at least.
Michael Williams, the official on the mat.
There's the 2 back points, 4-2 lead. Corey Wilson, I want to say Gateway of South Jersey. That's the way the period's going to end. Here we see Corey Wilson against Brian Tracy in the district final, Voj. Or that's the region final, I take it. That's right, region final.
Right.
Chris Carrero wrestled Tracy. Tracy just a little too much for Wilson on that day, though, but Wilson at that point had a 3-2 lead. There you see Tracy reversing Wilson at that point.
Right.
Back to action, second period. Corey Wilson on the bottom. We're top. It's the bottom approach. That's what the camera shots are for. Here's Corey Wilson on the bottom to start the period. He has a 4-2 lead.
I was going to say, you can tell the difference of the 2 guys by the headgear.
I was looking at the same thing. Both have almost the same color shoes.
Identical.
You know what? Knee pads for Ashby.
Okay.
Wilson came out the back door last time in this situation to get 2 and 2. Of course, now we're being told they both have knee pads. I can't say that if Wilson does, but I'll go by our director. Okay. Left knee of Ashby, by the way, Voj, has the knee pad. Right.
Okay, the left knee pad wrestler is on top.
Okay, that's Delaware. Okay.
Where do I go back to our executive meeting, John? There will be new uniforms next year.
He just got on me about making a donation. Now you're getting on him anyway. 4-2 lead. Nice job on top by Ashby.
He's riding like a blanket. Wilson's got to be careful not to get his back exposed over there. Leaning back. If he leans back, he can get a defensive fall. Oh, brother.
Ashby was close to being pinned there, Voj.
Yes, he was. And we saw Vince Jones do that this year in his match. Get a defensive pin. Dean Sizemore is on the executive committee as well, John.
Could this be stalling, Voj?
No. He's trying to work the underhook there, and it's more a stalemate than anything. Of course,
that was a
stall. Well, they were told to take it easy on the stall.
So much for Voj officiating next year. We've got to learn the rules first.
Well, usually the officials will call a stalemate in that situation first before they go right to the stall call.
Let's say if this is a pin, Voj. And they're going to be down for 2. So of course, we're going to be watching it in slow motion.
Yeah.
So I don't see a pin yet.
No.
So obviously, our director's looking at something different.
Very, very close, but they have to be down for 2 full seconds as well.
So caution on bottom. So I automatically thought red would have been the home since Paulsboro's mat and they're red. Wrong again. See how Wilson does on the top. Ashby did a great job not letting him go. Of course, Ashby needs more than 1 here, so he'll need an escape and a takedown or reversal or something.
Yeah, and Ashby did a good job that time trying to keep his back from getting exposed, too. Corey Wilson trying to go for the guillotine. Stop for potentially dangerous. Very, very hard pinning combination to get anymore because officials are so cognizant of the pressure on that joint, the shoulder joint.
Of course, only seniors can wrestle, Voj, and it's also something I don't think we brought up. Maybe you brought up and I forgot, which hard to believe because I listen to everything you say. But there is a weight allowance, too. Oh, Wilson's in a little bit of trouble now.
Yes.
We are tied at 4.
Got a reversal. Yes, there is a weight allowance because the kids are right at the tail end of the year. I believe it's a 7-pound allowance from their second day weight in the state tournament. So it's like 103-pounder, for instance, at that time of the year would be regular 105-pounder, and he would be at 112 for this match. Okay.
Tied at 4. And the way Ashby rode that second period, I mean, he's in a good situation right now, isn't he?
Well, he could ride the period out and force the overtime because he didn't come close to letting Wilson out off the bottom of the last period.
So we look further down. Ashby had the first point in this game, but once again, backdoor. That's how he scored before.
Backdoor Wilson.
He could get
He's
2
out.
and
He got a
2.
reversal right there.
He's trying for the 2 back. does not get the back points, but he's got a
Got him now.
6-4 lead. Now he's going to get the count. 20 seconds left. There's the 2.
8-4 lead for Wilson. He bided his time, snuck out the back door.
So South Jersey with a 15-3 lead. After 4 weight classes as we go to 135. And we should have Rich Dundarski and Nick Oria, the state champion, coming out. South Jersey state champion. Dundarski, by the way, is second in his state.
People should be in for a treat in this match as well, John.
At least he's wearing the gold.
Yes.
From Delaware, Rich Dundarski. And from Region 7-8, Nick Oreo.
Hey, the shaved head's not that shaved anymore. You're that young, that hair goes back quick.
Goes back in a hurry, doesn't it? Dundarski from Sussex Central, 39-8 this year, 143 career wins, John. Second in the conference and second in the state tournament this year. Nick Oreo of Eastern, 37-0 this year, 127-10 in his career. 3-time District 26 champion, 2-time Region 7 champion, second in the state as a junior, first in the state this past year.
1-3-0-6-6-9.
There's the takedown for Oreo. He has a 2-0 lead.
1-3-0-6-6-9-5.
Oreo, as we mentioned earlier, had a brother who was a state champion last year. Was also quite a good football player. Next opportunity we get, John, I'll mention some of the head coaches in South Jersey, currently in South Jersey, who competed in this meet over the years.
Well, I'm sure we'll have time. There's 16 weight classes. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of time throughout the evening to figure that out.
Just didn't want you to forget me.
No, absolutely not. Of course, Oreo last year finished second. Going to get some back. He's going to get 6 right there, Coach. I think we're over.
Oh, brother. Oh, my.
There it is. Pin.
Oh, my. 142?
That's what you say. We'll take a break. When we come back, more action, 21-3, South Jersey. Okay, votes 21-3. It's been domination by South Jersey. Their only loss was a tough 16-14 match at 112. Now we go to 135, our wild card match. This is the weight class that I guess Delaware picked, right?
Right.
As their wild card?
Yes, and this is the first of 2 twins in a row you'll see from Delaware. This is Darren Shellum. His brother Michael wrestled at the 140-pound weight class. He's a Del Castle senior, 31-6 this year, 104-43 in his career. 2005 conference champion and 5th in the state. That was Darren Shellum. And Bill Platt of Camden Catholic, 32-6 this year, 87-27 in his career, 2 times a District 28 champion, 3 times a Region 7 runner-up.
And a 2-0 lead right now. Season's over, Voch, but we still have a nice crowd here tonight.
Excellent crowd. Oh, my.
Platt, just a beast.
Well, some people are very serious about this meet. Yeah, and Delaware's taken it very seriously over the last few years, John. They take great pride in picking a team to represent their state. And like many times as we tried to tell the kids prior to the meet, that they're representing the whole state of Delaware, but don't forget Delaware is a very small state. So a lot of times it resembles what our Region 7 and 8 is for their whole state.
Right, 5-0 lead, Platt. think Platt was one of the wrestlers who got things started in that Absegami match when he pinned Taylor.
Yes.
In that dual meet with Camden Catholic and Absegami.
You have such a good memory anymore. It's scary, Mondelli.
Yeah, Voch. When you wrestle at places like Camden Catholic and Paulsboro and Absegami, those wrestling rooms, I mean, that must be a war in places like that. I mean, and you've had a chance to witness being a coach and just seeing the things that go on here at Paulsboro.
Yeah, and some of your best competition does go on in the room.
Here's that pin, Voch, in the last match.
Oh. Just, just pries him over, bars the backside arm, and just lays his chest across the body, and it's pretty tough to stay off your shoulders when that happens.
Okay, we get ready to start period number 2, 5-0 lead for Platt.
John, this series started back in 1985 with South Jersey winning 30-23, and Delaware won the next year. So after 1 year, they were 1-1 before the Region 7 and 8 stars went on a winning streak. But in 1987, I think it's interesting that Joe Hollywood wrestled for Region 7 and 8 for Deptford High School, and Rich Scarpa wrestled at 170 pounds for Vineland, and both are those respective schools' head coaches today. Also on that team was Dean Duca, familiar name to a lot of Paulsboro people. And he was the winner at 122-pound weight class that year, and he is an assistant coach, the #1 assistant to Paul Marine at Paulsboro.
7-2 lead now, Platt.
Very methodical effort by Platt.
His coach, Gary Papa, in attendance tonight. I saw him walk by us. Large contingency from Camden Catholic here, as they have a couple wrestlers. Randy Moore also here. LeBron James just passed his Vogue, or is that Demetrius Hester? I'm not sure.
And a nice contingent of folks from Delaware, too, made a trip over and down 295.
7-0 Vogue. Scoreboard was wrong.
Or I guess up 295 would be the proper...
yeah, that's right. Up, because they're coming from Delaware.
Yes.
7-0, not 7-2. I mentioned 7-2. Scoreboard was wrong. And I was so into what you were saying, I thought I missed something, and I assumed the scoreboard operator was correct.
Oh, wait a minute. Now you just wanted to hire him to run the District 29 tournament
As a PA announcer. As a PA announcer. Maybe not the scoreboard. We're talking about your son, Mark, by the way.
Mark Vogue, the scoreboard operator and the public address announcer for this meet, and Dean Sizemore volunteering his time to keep the book for the Region 7 and 8 stars. Notice that Region 7 and 8 Wrestling Hall of Fame Committee is a lot of volunteer work, John.
Oh, we talked earlier on our wrestling show about the golf tournament they hold. The banquet's really nice. And there's Dean Sizemore in our shot. One of the guys that does a lot of work for this organization. And there on the right, by the way, is Mark Voching. I think that's the real reason we got that shot, huh?
He's all psyched about going to St. Louis.
There you go. He's going with you too.
Yep.
I'm sure my ticket was left in my car today, so what time should I get ready?
After dinner.
After dinner. Because you're leaving in the morning. I'll be waiting. Third period, 7-0 lead. Bill Platt. Camden Catholic wrestler. Against Shellham.
Again, Sean Felkins, the official on the mat. Keith Mumford working with him from Delaware. Still neutral.
Well, Platt had the shoe, and I think you need more than that for the takedown, right?
Got to have what goes inside the shoe.
I think that should be a takedown if the guy's equipment's not on right.
Well, it is a fun meet. They would be running the timeout clock in a regular meet, John, for having to put that back on.
Platt trying for the big move.
My.
He got it. He was waiting for the move.
My.
2 and back points.
Oh, brother. He could feel that coming, John, and just use that lateral drop to back pry. Oh, my. Oh, my.
It's 12-0, I believe now, Voch. And might get more. It says 10-0 on the scoreboard, but I think he got...
Oh, my.
He got... Right. That's why we only want him as a PA announcer, Voch. And meanwhile, what we missed there was a tennis ball rolling out in the middle of the mat, and former baseball pitcher for John Mondoy, Greg Frost, running out on that mat, kicking it away. Oh, it might have been Greg who put it on there to begin with. Anyway, what do we have here? We got to check this. We might be Tech fall, right?
Tech fall.
15-0.
5:59, 15-0.
So it's now 26-3. And we get to see Tom Cunningham for Region 7 against Mike Shellum. We talked about them being twins, the Shellum brothers. Of course, Cunningham and Platt wrestled in the region finals, right, Voch?
Yes.
Mike Shellum, and from Region 7-8, Tom Cunningham.
Tom Cunningham, Charter Hill West senior, 34-3 this year, 107-26 in his career.
And he's in the blue uniform, just want to get that clear.
Two-time District 27 champion, Region 7 champion this year, and got the Outstanding Wrestler Award for beating Platt, and it was 7th in the state. And his opponent, Mike Shellum of Del Castle, 35-3 this year, 111-41 in his career, a conference champion and 2nd in the state tournament this year.
And there's the takedown, it looks like, for Cunningham.
You're sure?
Yes. Well, I don't know. I'm going by the scoreboard, but the way that's been working, I'm joking. I'm sure.
Of course, his
Two
father,
back points, by the way, Voch. 4-0. Go ahead.
father is an interested spectator on the mat. He's on the bench. He's the chairman of the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame this year, and he's one of the volunteer coaches, along with Joe Robinson, who is sitting next to him, and Gary McGurran, who is standing there on the Region 7-8 side.
And speaking of coaches, and you talk about the coaches for South Jersey. We talked about Gary Papa. Some other coaches here. Paul Marine has been here tonight. Joe Hollywood of Deptford's here with his assistant Guy Rislow, and Van Lynch, who helps out a lot with that program. Even though Van sits in the bleachers, he's a big part of the program and a big supporter of the Deptford program. And at one time, I think JV coach here?
Yes. Yes,
Paulsboro.
he was. Yes, he was. And head track coach here at one time. Head boys track coach. Did an excellent job. A real big loss for Paulsboro when he had to move on. Other guys who were wrestlers in this meet who became head coaches: Eric Saunders of Overbrook wrestled in '89. Brian Farnham of Haddon Township wrestled in '90, and we've seen him coach Shalleck to some pretty good seasons. Former West Deptford head coach, assistant at Kingsway, now that Shalleck head coach. Joe Robinson of Eastern, we mentioned, wrestled in '91. There's Mike Cunningham, the father of the wrestler on the mat. His son has got a 4-0 lead.
Pick them up and take them down, Voch.
That's it.
Second period underway. 4-0 lead for Cunningham.
And here again, Cunningham goes into the state tournament, as you see an escape point given. Cunningham goes into the state tournament as a region champion and region outstanding wrestler, and loses early in the state tournament to Gajewski of Delsey.
Right, but wrestles back.
Yeah, and it's awfully tough to go on after that, but he wrestled back and placed in the state, and Gajewski did not place in the state. So mental attitude has so much to do with it.
Okay, blood timeout, 7-0 lead for Cunningham. Of course, your former partner is in attendance tonight, Nick Berchicelli.
Nicky B.
Your old broadcasting partner here.
Yeah. Mike Ahern won in this meet for Paul VI back in 1989. He's the current assistant coach at Collingswood, where they had a really impressive 103-pounder this year in
Bushby, right?
Rich Bushby.
Stop by and get one before you leave.
P.T. Paul of Paulsboro wrestled and lost in this meet, ironically, in 1994. He's a current assistant coach at Camden Catholic High School, the #1 team in the state this year.
As we see the officials.
Jerry Boland of Camden Catholic wrestled in 1994 along with DePaul, and he's now the head coach at St. Vincent High School. So a lot of history in this tournament, Mondelli.
And Village, I told you there'd be plenty of time to talk about it.
You certainly did.
Absolutely. This blood timeout. Give us the attendance here tonight. 861. That's what I counted.
Count 861?
861.
A quick sweep of the stands?
Yes. See, and I have speed reading. Shellham right there in your shot. Or actually, it's Cunningham, right? Cunningham in the shot.
Yeah.
Some of the crowd. Mrs. Voge right there in the Paulsboro red next to the Tracy family. Their son Brian, finished second in the state as a junior. 4th last year as a sophomore as we wipe up the mat. Nice year for
and not only is Brian Tracy an excellent athlete in wrestling, but his sister is quite an athlete too. I know she played on the basketball team this year. Well, you get Mama Voge in the stands there, and she makes friends with everybody.
Yeah. Feel sorry for the Tracys, actually. Probably won't have time to listen to the match. Watch the match. Just joking, Mrs. Voge. Because I know she'll be listening.
She'll get you.
I know she'll get me. Hopefully she won't see me till September. No, I'm just joking. Here we go. 128 second period. 7-0 lead Cunningham. As all the Kingsway Dragon wrestlers walk by, Voge.
In addition, John, to competing in this tournament, the Region 7-8 wrestlers get a gift equipment bag that Circle Systems is nice enough to donate. And then Dean Sizemore donates a warm-up shirt to them, and then the South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame organization gives them a golf collared type shirt as a commemorative memento from the meet. And we take a team picture in color, and once that's developed, everybody gets a copy of the team picture with on the back of it the results of this meet and who their teammates were in this meet.
That's nice. Every 5 years I hear the broadcasting crew get something too for covering this match. We're still waiting on that. Voge will not get his jacket, by the way, until we get something for all the stuff we do.
Wasn't our 5th year coming up next year?
Our 5th. Yeah. Maybe like we're owed about 3 bags, I think.
Of course, lots of fans want to shoot their own videos, not wait for ours.
Yeah. Usually we don't allow that in the gymnasium. We own exclusive rights. Anyway, 7-2 lead for Cunningham as we go to the 3rd period. I guess we should pay attention to the match.
Oh, we are.
Okay. I missed a reversal, I think.
Well, but you got the right score, 7-2.
Well, once again, assuming the scoreboard's right. I'm taking my shots at Mark. I'm joking. Because Mark knows I'm only joking. Yeah, blood timeout again, this time for New Jersey.
And the trainer for Paulsboro, and I apologize not knowing his name, wearing a red shirt and attending to Cunningham. You see Dickie Howe talking in the left there in the gold shirt, talking with his wrestler. Trainer, volunteered to be here tonight. Mark Voge volunteered to be here tonight. We may slip them a couple dollars after the meet for putting in their time, but
I'll have 50-50 money. I know where that goes.
But I think you had a very good suggestion. We're going to have to look at a different color uniform for Region 7-8 next year.
We'll come up a lot, Voge. My seating stuff, I think, was very good. I mean, Boyd Sands approached me about it at the state tournament. More getting on me than saying great stuff you had.
Well, he watches the show.
Yeah.
He wanted to know if I was really going to walk off the set.
There you go. I'm glad he watches that. I guess the big news in sports, though, Voge, is what about the bad deal that Haddonfield got in basketball with their seat?
Wasn't that terrible?
Yeah. I know. You know what a basketball is? Well, your son actually coaches basketball, right? Assistant coach.
Mark was the assistant girls basketball coach this year.
Okay, 3rd period underway. We're starting neutral. 7-2 lead for Cunningham.
That's that brown thing you bounce around when you go out there in your undershorts, right?
That thing underneath the wrestling mat. I don't know what they call that. There's 2 more. 9-2 lead for Cunningham. So he's in control of this match. Stalemate, or potentially dangerous, actually. course, I guess right after this, Voge, the senior nationals come up, I guess, for all the state place winners, or some of them get to compete.
Yeah, so
see who's an All-American.
Yeah, those that want to move on, compete in that, and you know, and then pretty soon the off-season wrestling starts, and you'll see summer camps and conditioning programs, and then you'll have freestyle, Greco-Roman nationals, folk style wrestling. So those who are not competing in other sports, so a lot of times anymore, they stay pretty much involved almost year-round.
There's the escape now, 9-3 for Cunningham. Yeah, that's one thing about wrestling. It doesn't end. When you say this is the end of the season, it's the end of the high school season. It's not the end of the wrestling season.
That's correct.
Under 1 minute to wrestle. 26-3, South Jersey. In a bit of a pin fest and a tech fall fest.
Yeah, a little bit surprising. I know Delaware was really geared up for the match, and expected to put the best team out in the mat that they could.
You know what's interesting, though? This was supposed to be a down year for wrestling in South Jersey, and they come away with 5 state champions. So that's a down year, right? You know.
Well, 5 state champions is very nice, but if you look at the overall medal count for regions 7 and 8, this is the 3rd year that they've had wrestlebacks to 8th place in the state, and this was the lowest medal count they had over the last 3 years.
Okay.
So we were kind of hurting in the lower weights this year, I thought.
9-5 takedown for Shell in the last second. So Cunningham will pick up the window. 9-5 makes it 29-3. Regions 7 and 8. We'll take a break and we'll be back. Back at Paulsboro High School, John Mondelli with the voice of the NJSIAA State Wrestling Finals, John Vojding. How's that for a title, Voj?
Terrific.
29-3. Region 7 and 8, Matt Pletcher from Rancocas Valley against William Penn's Ryan Gibbons.
Matt Pletcher, 30 wins and 1 loss this year, 96-20 in his career, 3-time District 25 champion, a 2005 Region 7 champion, and 3rd in the state this year. Ryan Gibbons of William Penn High School, 37-5 this year, 100 wins and 29 losses in his career. Conference champion in 2005, 2nd in the state.
Oh, we have another blood time here.
Yeah, so again, a lot of times you're going to see not blood time house. A lot of times you're going to see guys from Delaware who were state place winners because it's just a little bit less competition to get to that level than it is in New Jersey. You have 8 regions in New Jersey putting some pretty tough kids out there, and we could see that this year with Region 7 and 8 having less medal winners this year than they had the last 2 years.
Okay, back underway. Oh, it's easy for us to tell who it is now. Pletcher with the head bandaged. Had a great season. Had 2 wins over Tom Scott, who was the state runner-up at this weight class.
You know, there again.
This was a tough weight class because you also had Tony Palmieri of Camden Catholic, and on the other side you had Sarasinski, you had Flegel, you had Winslow Township. His name escapes me. So I mean, it was a tough weight class. Voj is going to pull out that information for me. And everybody watching the match, by the way, is yelling his name right now. But I'll get that any second, Voj. You just watched the match. This small print.
Yeah, that's why I defer to you on those brackets. The print kind of boggles my mind.
Jeff Harris.
Very good wrestler from Winslow Township.
And there's the takedown for Pletcher, a 2-0 lead.
Jeff Harris, a good wrestler this year. Jeremy Miles, a good wrestler. That Latwain Galloway.
Jordan Burrows, some guy named Jones.
Yeah, Rick Koss did a nice job of melding that team together. Once again, the official on the mat is Michael Williams, a veteran official from South Jersey. And his working partner is Ross Thomas of Delaware.
15 seconds left, 2-0 lead Pletcher, first period. We're halfway through votes, 29-3, Region 7 and 8.
Of course, Rancocas Valley, John, one of those teams during the season that I believe was undefeated until they lost to Paulsboro.
Their only loss.
Their only loss this season, and didn't end up wrestling in the groups because their PowerPoint ranking was too low. And then they ended up finishing, they won their conference championship, but ended up second in the district in Northern Burlington.
Yeah. Well, like that tells you, though, that, you know what the rules are. Maybe make a change in your schedule.
Yeah.
No.
There was talk about that at the state seating meeting this year because there are suggestions taken there to go back, and I know Rick Cox, for one, felt that there was a time late in the season here where Toms River North, not to take anything away from them, or one of the Toms River schools was like 1 and 11, and the 5th power ranked team in their group. So something has to be tweaked.
Pletcher trying for the reversal. He'll end up getting the escape and a 3-0 lead. Well, I guess if you can come up with a better suggestion. If not, you just got to schedule your teams different. Pletcher going for the big move, though. She's going for the 2 and some back. He doesn't have anything yet.
No, and his opponent went down head first there, and that was, I'm glad he had a strong neck.
Gibbons of William Penn. Pletcher of Rancocas Valley. Pletcher with the bandaged head. Or the blue.
Well, if our colors are blue and gold and their colors are blue and gold, should we get solid gold uniforms?
No, because they also have some gold.
Yeah, but then all we got to do every year is say you wear your gold this year or wear your blue.
Right.
I'll talk to Dickie Howe about that. I'll tell him you upset my broadcasting partner to no end.
Yeah. Wasn't happy, tell him.
Well, he'll hear the broadcast, Mondelli, because he gets a tape of it every year and really enjoys it. They enjoyed the broadcast that was done on their Caesar Rodney match this year with Paulsboro.
Right. One other thing I wanted to tell you, since this is our last match, my first name is John Voge.
Did I call you Joe?
Mondelli. I do that Voge bit all the time. Somebody goes, you know you call him Voge? Yeah. It's Voge and Mrs. Voge. 3-0 lead Pletcher as we go to the third period.
Well, I heard your partner in the fall, Narducci, as Cupsy calls him, Narducci. But Narducci always referred to you as John, so I figured when we go on the wrestling show, I'll call you Mondelli.
There you go, something different.
So your first name was on in the fall, your last name was on in the winter.
By the way, it's I have a contract, which Stan says I don't, but usually I only work with Italians, and you're lucky. In your case, I cut you some slack.
Well, Mark's a member of St. Michael's.
Yeah, that'll do. I'm St. Michael's. I'm Sons of Italy. I got them all covered. Minute 50 to wrestle. There's the escape, so it's 3-1 lead. Pletcher over Gibbons.
I thought my grandmother said at one time when I was very young that our name originally was Vogedini, but maybe that was inaccurate.
Well, there you go, Voge. That's the reason I like it.
So a little Joe Hollywood just going across and ducking down so the scorekeeper could see the mat. He didn't have to duck down very far.
Of course, I think it was Bill Savage at the States, wasn't it, Voge? It said he's got the greatest name in high school wrestling.
Yes.
Joe Hollywood.
When he was introducing the Region Coaches of the Year prior to giving the Coach of the Year award, he loved Joe Hollywood's name.
105. Gibbons needs to take some shots. He's down by 2. Of course, Pletcher knows that.
And coming up on 45 seconds to go in the match, Pletcher knows if he doesn't do anything silly, he can end up getting a win.
Stalemate, 42 seconds left.
30 seconds left in the match. Notice this year in that state video, I was more active in announcing the time remaining.
I heard that, Coach. I noticed it a lot.
Well, last year I watched the state video, and a lot of times it's hard to tell how much time was left in the period. So I decided to take the bull by the horns.
There you go. Never scared to talk. 5 seconds left. Pletcher in good shape here. All he's going to do is hang on. They go out with 2 seconds left. So, unless something strange happens, he'll win 3-1. It'll be 32-3. New Jersey. So we move now to 152 pounds. Ryan Chisholm of Sussex Tech against Al Wanish. Am I saying it right? Wanish of
You got it.
Northern Burlington. Fill us in on these two guys, Voj.
Al Wanish of Northern Burlington, 29-6 this year, 91 wins in his career against 15 losses, a two-time District 25 champion, and a 2005 Region 7 champion. His opponent, Ryan Chisholm of Sussex Tech, 27-10 this year and third in their conference in Delaware.
From Delaware, Ryan Chisholm, and from Region 7-8, Al Wanish.
And once again, Jersey in the blue. This time Delaware in the gold with the blue stripe.
You have to put that in a contract for next year. We'll talk to Dickie Howe and say, you wear one color, South Jersey, Region 7-8 will wear the other color.
I think if I'm in the crowd, I'd be going nuts. At least we have names, stats, something to go by, to follow.
Because we had to hustle to get some kind of a pass out to the fans walking in tonight to get the records of the kids and their state placement. Anytime you're dealing back and forth between people and you're the third party, a lot of times it's hard to get the correct information.
Go back to the center, 54 seconds into the match. We're scoreless. 152 pounds. Just remember, we're going to end today at 119. Once we're done the heavyweight, we'll have a 119-pound match. And then Wanish, look at that nice little move. Can he get the takedown? Can he finish it? Nah, nice job by Chisholm. See if Wanish can finish it now.
Oh, my.
And he does. 20 seconds left in the period, 2-0 lead.
Well, Chisholm did the right thing there. He found himself going towards back exposure and belly down right away. And when you're off balance like that and it's imminent that you're going to get taken down, you want to get the front side down first, not the back side.
I did notice that. We're going to take a break. 2-0 lead for Wanish. We'll be back after this. (32-3) lead for Region 7 and 8 over Delaware. We're just about 30 seconds into the second period. Al Wanish of Northern Burlington with a 2-0 lead over Ryan Chisholm of Sussex Tech.
Northern Burlington is one of those schools that we very rarely see.
I mean, aren't they bordering between like Mercer and Burlington County? They're in Burlington County, but they're right at the edge, aren't they?
Oh yeah, that's why they're called Northern Burlington County Regional, because they're a regional school district up there, very close to Mercer County.
Trying to set that move up, Voj.
Near side cradle is there if he can keep turning his man. Got tied up. Could not keep the hands locked. Well, that's how he lost it. He couldn't keep the hands locked. He was trying to drive the hips forward to turn his man to exposure, and then lost his grip.
Got to watch he doesn't give up 1 or 2 here in the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Chisholm can feel his way free here if he can free the grasp, but Wani's trying to hold on.
Nice job on top, doesn't he?
Yes.
Hey, Vogt, I don't know if in your bag of tricks you have results of the Paulsboro Caesar Rodney match by any chance, would you?
No.
I was going to bring it. I said Vogt will bring it. But anyway, next match we'll actually see a couple wrestlers we've seen this year. Dan Rigby of Caesar Rodney and Randy Moore of Camden Catholic.
And Rigby, a very accomplished wrestler for Caesar Rodney. We'll talk about him when we get to him, but he is very good. We've got 2 outstanding wrestlers go head to head.
Meanwhile, it's now 4-0 for Wanish. So he got a reversal.
Very pedestrian type match for Wanish. Trying to get the guillotine. Let's see if he can get his man turned without being stopped for potentially dangerous. There it is, potentially dangerous.
It's the move that always hurts me just watching it.
Well, you know, years ago, the guillotine was, that move was allowed to go a little bit more, but it's definitely pressure on the shoulder that should be stopped as potentially dangerous. There, an indicator of a freestyle type start. It went right to the cradle with it, and he got back points out of it. Could get the fall. Oh, my. Oh, brother. Oh, my.
They could just sit there the whole period, though, Vogt.
Doesn't have to move. Just hang right there. Oh, my. Still get locked up if he gets the head in the ribs and drives forward. Is he going to try and step over right here? If he steps over and gets his hip over, he's got to be careful, though. Got to throw the hips over in a hurry in order to hold control. Oh, my. Oh, my.
Got it there, Vogt. I thought he had it right there. I know you need a 2 count, they say. Oh, he had it right there. Even Wanish takes a look and says, where was it?
I'd rather the official give the benefit of the doubt there. It's score on the scoreboard right now is 32-3. But if he's pinned, he's pinned.
Yeah, I think he had him there. 7. That's it. 7-0. So Wanish wins. 35-3. A couple of your buddies to the left, Vogt.
They're calling for blood.
Yeah, said it was terrible. So we'll be giving out some applications for officiating.
Oh, yeah. Yes, and with some of the ones that are making the calls, a pair of eyeglasses to go with it.
160, Dan Rigby, Caesar Rodney, Randy Moore from Camden Catholic. Dan
Rigby, Caesar Rodney, 35-5 this year, 107 wins. 43 losses in his career.
That's what I'm going to say real quick. He looks big for a 60-pounder.
Yeah. Twice a conference champion and was second in the state this year. Randy Moore, Camden Catholic, 35-5 this year, 117-21 in his career. A 4-time district champion, 4th, 2nd, 1st, and 2nd in 4 trips to Region 7. 4th, 2nd, and 2nd, and 3 trips to the state tournament.
By the way, made a friend in Randy Moore's mom and brother a little earlier, Vogt, between we taped our show and then we had like a little bit of time between our show and this match. Somebody was bad-mouthing Camden Catholic, and I just stepped right in and gave my honest opinion. And good fun, though, Vogt.
Oh, absolutely.
And good fun.
Absolutely. And, of course, Randy Moore has another member of the family coming along in the Camden Catholic lineup, his little brother Dakota.
Right, he was there. He was there when I was having my conversation.
Good. Good for you.
Hey, you know, the voice of reason, I think, is my name. That's my new nickname. Voice of reason. How about, whoop.
Oh, my.
Thought he was going to get that one right there.
Oh, my. Oh, brother. Oh, brother.
Plenty of time, Voach. 40 seconds left. See if he can get to 6. He's got it locked up now.
Oh, my. This is take no prisoner time, John.
Randy Moore knows where he's got to be. Just slowly bringing him back.
Oh, nice job by Rigby to come out of that precarious situation. It's a friendly competition, Mondelli, but when you walk out across the line, there are no friends on that side.
No.
5-0 the score after 1 period in favor of Randy Moore.
Of course, the next match is the anticipated match because we're going to get a chance to see that Mike Miller, who's 41-1 out of Brandywine, second in the Beast of the East, which means that one loss is the finals of the Beast.
Finals of the Beast.
You have those stats, those results with you, Voach?
Mondelli?
You left them all home. There we go again. More back points.
But those were back points for Delaware.
Yep.
Randy Moore tried to come out the back door, and Rigby was astute enough to catch him and holding him there and exposing his back. And since he was in control, he got the near fall points out of it. Well, Rigby showed you a lot in that first period by being in that precarious situation, coming off his back.
Well, let's see if he can get back into the match. He's only down 5-3 now.
2 points behind is a lot better than 5 points behind.
$50 seconds left. Stalemate.
Stalemate, yep.
Looks like we have some injury time, blood time.
The trainer comes out to talk to Moore. They saw something, and he's checking his safety first here. Check him out. Shaking his head earlier like he banged it. All 3 coaches, Robinson, McGurn, and Cunningham, were out there along with the trainer. Moore said he wants to continue. Moore battling to get out. Rigby staying right with him.
I was going to say, very active on the bottom, fighting to get out. Rigby has to do something on top now, Voach.
Now 20 seconds to go in the period. Notice he's staying out perpendicular, getting out to the side. So as long as you do that, keep trying to work the bottom, man. Generally, they won't call stalling. If you get parallel, then you can get a stalling call.
Moore almost got out at the end. He trails, I mean, he leads 5-3 though as we go into the third. I think it's Moore's choice. He's going to take neutral or top.
Two-point lead. They got to ride him or turn him. They may cut him loose and go for the neutral.
Not if you have your choice. Why cut him loose? Why not just start neutral?
I wouldn't. I just said there's a possibility.
I guess I'll wait and see.
Took
anyway.
him down first for a 5-point move.
Well, look at that. He knew what he was doing by taking top, huh, Voach? Very confident. Really made up for those 3 points right there.
Gets him back with the tilt. Well, we got 2 of them back anyway. It's 7-3.
He's going, almost got some more.
He's going to use his tilt again to expose the back. Didn't have him there long enough.
The way he uses that Vogue like that, which can be very scary at times if you don't know where you are on the map, but he's obviously confident and uses that move a lot.
Right, because if you're pulling the guy back like that and you don't cover his hips or trap a near leg, guy can step over pretty easily and put you in jeopardy.
We'll get some more back points.
Minute to go in the match.
We'll get at least 2. There's 2 more. It's now 9-3. And let's go again. Round 3.
If it works, count. You continue to use it.
This time he's going to get the 3. That's a 3rd set of back points in the period. That's pretty impressive, Vogue.
Very impressive.
In a minute and a half.
And the official has to be careful, too, because he's got to make sure the wrestler on top completely releases that pinning combination before he goes to trying to expose the back again.
And he's going to get his 4th set. Moore might have been a little mad giving up those 3 points.
Or getting his head banged.
That too. 3 more, 15-3. So Randy Moore picks up 14 points. It'll be 39-3. Region 7 and 8. A little groggy as you look at Moore going off.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he can walk a straight line in a breathalyzer test right now.
Here we go. Mike Miller, second in the beast, 41-1 against Mark Pfeiffer. That must be a cheer for Pfeiffer. I've been hearing it all the time.
We heard it down the regionals, and we heard it, of course, in the state tournament. It sounds like they're booing him, but it's his nickname that they're yelling out. Pfeiffer 33-0 this year, 101-11 in his career, 4-time District 30 champion, 2nd and 1st in Region 8, second to Suter of Paulsboro his junior year, and then a state champion this year. Mike Miller of Brandywine, 41-1 this year, 125 wins, 33 losses in his career, 2-time conference champion, a state champion this year, and 2nd in the Beast of the East.
Yeah, Stan Ritter, our director, had a good point, because I was thinking the same thing when I looked at it. I mentioned it at 160, and I look here, these guys look bigger than our guys. And there's 2 for Miller.
Well, again, it's a scratch weight. It's a weight that they weigh on Saturday or Sunday in a state tournament. Right. And then plus 7 pounds. There's a 7-pound allowance. And they weigh in before the meet, and they're...
So he's at best 178.
Yes. And Pfeiffer did not look like a big 71-pounder to me at all this year when we saw him wrestle in the regions.
No, and I mentioned that to you on the show. We were looking at the highlights. Siciliano from Ocean Township looked a lot bigger, but there's an escape. Pfeiffer tries for the takedown on the line. Doesn't get it, but 55 seconds left in the period. This is a good match for a kid like Pfeiffer, though,
Very good. And, he's aware of Miller's credentials, I'm sure. These guys get on the internet and surf around. Much easier to follow kids' careers than it was years and years ago. Many times when we get together each week, you've seen things from around the state that you bring to my attention that are happening out of our published area.
Right. Pfeiffer trying for a throw.
Yeah, Miller might be a little bit too much leverage for that.
He's got the size, he's got the build. Great body for a wrestler.
Yes.
Vogue is ready to cover me, too. I noticed you got up, Vogue. You ready to
I did.
Cover the monitor or cover me?
No, I was heading to my left.
Yeah, bailing is what you're doing. 4 seconds, so the period's going to end. 2-1 lead for Mike Miller of Brandywine. Take a look at some action from Pfeiffer. This is in the regions against Dan Zander of Gateway. Actually, we also have some, I don't know if they want to cue it up, some state final footage of Pfeiffer.
And you notice there that Pfeiffer did not panic one bit as Zander tried to throw him by and roll through. Pfeiffer was ready for it and He's countered that very easily.
Well, there's an escape and a 3-1 lead for Miller.
Miller's body reminds me a lot, John, of Patrick Bond of Great Bridge, Virginia, who was an exceptional 189-pounder. And sure we'll be reading about his name in a couple of years on the Division I level.
Oh, absolutely. Anybody can beat Vince Jones 16-4. Must be a pretty good wrestler.
Yes.
And Bond's one of those kids we heard about his freshman year.
Well, we saw him beat some pretty good wrestlers down in that. At one time it was the Deep Creek tournament, and now it's the Great Bridge Elite Classic. You see one of the rare stalling calls of the night.
On Miller for backing up, as Pfeiffer's the one going for it. What the heck? Nothing to lose here. You're going up against a wrestler like this.
Yep, you're down 3-1, and this guy's only lost this year in the Beast of the East.
He's going to get 2 on the line, though. It's now 5-1.
Yep.
Pfeiffer looked up at the official and, wondered about it, but from here it looked, I was going to say, from here it looked good. He's going to let him go.
Yeah.
Now 5-2, 110 to wrestle in the second period.
I think he has just a little bit, I think Miller has a little bit too much body mass for Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer's going to try and get in low on those shots. It looks like his game plan here.
Miller content to underhook him. Look for an opening where maybe he can get a throw.
Pfeiffer keeps taking those shots. He can get another stall call on Miller. Got to watch here on the line. Oh, that one's getting a little rough. That wakes up the crowd, Vogue. I don't know about that. It appeared Pfeiffer may have taken the first shot. You're going to have a little blood or an injury timeout. I don't know if we have that one, but little blood timeout from Miller.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure what's happening over there.
Here's the state final, though. And Pfeiffer does that. Look at him there, just nice move right there.
This is sling his guy right by him. Gets the takedown.
And wins the state title.
Yeah.
That's his goal here, is try and pick up a point here late in the period. Cut this lead to 5-4 because he starts in the bottom position the third period. Well, it's his choice, I say. I don't know if he's going to start on the bottom. Say if the two guys shake hands before they start, the officials get them to, calm down a little bit. Heated match.
Yeah.
And the answer to that is no. Whoop.
Yeah, Mike Williams, the assistant on the match, coming in to check with the official in charge to see if there were any penalty points given. 5-2 was the score when they stopped the competition. Still 5-2. Well, they both took their shot, so I don't think it would have been fair to penalize either one of them, or you penalize both of them for unnecessary roughness. But this is one of the most heated matches of the evening.
There you see Pfeiffer taking the shots. The fans, of course, obviously a hometown call there they're looking for. Of course, the lead officials from Delaware. I don't think that matters. Well, it's getting out for a match just for fun, Vogue.
Yes.
Period's over. 5-2 lead for Miller.
And you were correct. Pfeiffer will take the bottom.
We're going to see him let him go. 5-3.
Well, kind of a smart thing to do here, too, because now all the pressure's on Pfeiffer to get a takedown, and he has not been able to solve Miller yet. Miller's gotten 2 takedowns on him.
I don't think you want to go upper body with him, though.
No.
Back to the center, 139 to wrestle. There's the point. 5-4. Delaware coach is not happy with that.
Well,
that makes things a little interesting now, Voge.
Yeah, and I don't see why they would be upset with that call, because it's obvious that Miller he's gotten 2 takedowns, but Pfeiffer's been putting all the forward pressure. Now Miller's going to get a takedown.
Well, forced him to wrestle. I don't know why he doesn't do that anyway.
Right.
It seems so that he's so much stronger.
Absolutely.
7-4. See if he lets him go.
Well, he just got instructions from the bench now to hold him down right now rather than cutting.
But he's letting him go.
Going to cut him?
He's going to cut him. Yeah. So much for what the bench said then, huh? 7-5. So if you're Pfeiffer, just put pressure on him. You already got him called for 1 stall. Get within a point. There he does. He takes the shot, or attempts to go after him. .42 seconds, 7-5 lead. Mike Miller, Brandywine.
It's a spirited match.
Yeah, I like these ones.
Yeah. Should beat some of the state final matches we saw.
Well, obviously, you got a state champ and another state champ, and a guy finished second. Oh, look at that, right to his back. And back points. 5-point move. 12-5 lead. Miller. Now it's 12-6.
Well, Pfeiffer doesn't back off. He goes right after his man again. But that's one of the problems when you're trailing like that. You have to open up, and sometimes that opens up a big throw.
Well, now Pfeiffer's got to go for the throw. I doubt if he's going to get it now with 2 seconds left. So team score is going to be 39-4, Team New Jersey. The crowd got their money's worth on that one.
I certainly think so.
39-6 as we get ready for 189. The first of 2 matches here. Ricky Ralph of Laurel, Mike Wilcox of Buna. Fire away, Vogue. Let us know about these guys.
Yes, I will. The wrestler from Delaware, Ricky Ralph, from Laurel, Delaware, 29 wins, 4 losses this year, 102-28 in his career. Second in the state this year. Mike Wilcox of Buna, 33-6 this year, 103-26 in his career, a 4-time District 30 champion, second and first in Region 8, and third and second in Region 8, and 5th in the state.
Wilcox with the 2-0 lead. Oh, she looked 6 losses for Wilcox. 2 were in the Beast. Then he had 2 to Jones. Lost to Mallory, lost one of his wrestlebacks, and then came back. It's now 2-1 lead.
And of course, this year, Wilcox wrestled either 215 or heavyweight in all of Buna's matches, where the team needed him for the best points they could get for their team. Another takedown by Wilcox. Oh my. Turns his man in. Oh my. Oh my.
There's the pin.
Oh my. 46 seconds.
45-6 the score. Pinned by Mike Wilcox. Now we see our second of the 189-pound matches. Jason Seiler from Smyrna, Delaware, and Mike Toomey.
Seiler of Smyrna, 29-12 this year, 65-27 in his career. Third in the conference, third in the state. Mike Toomey of Kingsway, 31-7 this year, 90-25 in his career at Kingsway, 2-time District 31 champion, twice third in Region 8, twice 8th in the state. Headed to Duke University next year, I understand.
That's what I hear. Not a bad place to wrestle, or not a bad place to go to school. I know that. Not a bad place to play basketball. Toomey trying to adjust his headgear. He was in that wicked weight class, Vogt, 189. And then B.J. Riley upsets him early rounds in regions. He wrestles back, finishes third. Dewan Collins, Deptford also in that weight class. Here's Toomey now going for the big move.
Nice dump. You know, one time this year, as you pointed out, mid-year, Jones was ranked #1 in the state, Wilcox #2, and Toomey #3.
Yeah, and they all placed 1, 5, and 8, I believe.
Yeah, they all placed in the state.
Yeah, I believe 1st, 5th, and 8th. So
Jones was the state champion. Wilcox was 5th in the state, and Toomey was 8th in the state.
First Toomey placed in the states the last 2 years. Working his man, trying to get some back points. There he goes. Nothing now.
Yeah. Had the arm bar, but didn't have the far wrist. If he had the far wrist, I think he would have turned him and exposed the back and got back points.
Toomey coached by Jesse Castro, who will get a chance to see one of his former wrestlers in the Nationals.
Yep, Brandon Becker.
There's the escape, now 2-1. We're looking for a big throw in the final seconds now. Choice for Region 7-8, Toomey defers.
Toomey with the 2-1 lead. Region 7-8, John, did amazing job tonight, 45-6 at this point. I didn't quite expect it to be that close or that far apart.
I had through 189 because I knew the wild cards. I had it 49-6, Region 7 and 8. So we'll see where it stands after that. Did all my research, read the Wilmington News Journal, different periodicals. There's some back points.
Oh, my.
And I might be wrong, Vogt, because we'll see what happens here.
Oh, brother. Region 7-8 came to wrestle. That's the only way you can explain it tonight.
Hey, we didn't even bring Vince Jones here, Vogt. And I say we, because, yeah, I'm being a homer tonight. That's how close it is right there to being a pig.
Yeah, Vince Jones and Ian McLeaf of Pemberton.
Right. But I'm saying, we didn't have that 89, but look, you don't have Vince Jones as an 89-pounder. Not bad option when you bring in Toomey and you bring in Wilcox.
One already with a fall, and here's Toomey very, very close to getting a fall. Oh, my.
Nice job by Sider, though, to
get out of harm's way.
5-1 lead.
Stalemate.
Of course, Kingsway had those wars all season long, Vogt, with Delsey. I mean, it started in the dual meet for the conference title, then the Group 3 playoffs, then the districts.
Very familiar matches with those guys, that many times facing each other.
And it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next couple of years. I mean, those two teams have dominated, but like we talked about, Joe Hollywood's trying to get something going over at Deptford, and Dan Calhoun, that whole area over there in Monroe Township is growing. There's a locking hands and a reversal.
And a reversal, so you're going to get a 1 and a 2 out of it.
So it should be, what, 5-4, right?
5, 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be 4.
Okay, who are they giving the we'll check it again.
Yeah, I think they're checking this. They're over at the table now, 5-4. It is accurate now.
Okay. Nice job by Sider to come back after almost being pinned. Only down by a point now. Toomey on the bottom.
And Toomey wants to keep moving here because he doesn't want to stay stationary, give the man an opportunity to set something up to expose his back. Of course, the purpose of the meet is a scholarship fundraiser for both teams. There is a gate, and from that gate there is a percentage that's given to Delaware when they're the visiting team here, and when Region 7-8 goes to Delaware, they get a percentage of the gate.
Toomey up 6-4 now.
All the proceeds from the 50-50 tonight will go towards the scholarship fund. Toomey has to lift and turn.
He's looking for the figure 4.
No, it's illegal because of the scissors on the head, I thought.
Well, he's looking, I knew he was asking for something.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing. There's a kid running out on the mat. A nice job by Oreo to pick the kid up. And how about this in the meantime? Toomey with the takedown and some back points. All kind of action.
Yeah, I wonder where that comes from. Isn't that Greg Crose's little one?
Well, you know, he's full of
vim and vigor and wants to get out of the mat already. The scoreboard shows 8-4, and Toomey's going to pick up another 3 points here.
Yep, 11-4.
16 seconds to go in regulation.
He needs one more point from my prediction to have been right to this point, because I think I told you at the beginning after I had it 49-6 at this point.
I think you just figured that out about 2 bouts ago.
He's going to get reversed, so my prediction will be wrong. He's up 11-6, so that'll be 48-6. Region 7 and 8. Winding down, Voj.
3 more bouts. We got a 215, a heavyweight, and a 119.
We'll be back after this timeout. Back at 215. Here's the Deptford contingent. Van Lynch on the left, Joe Hollywood on the right with the blue shirt. And another gentleman next to them, who I don't know. Paul Zemanek, and here's a tough one, Voj. DJ Singletary, 36-0, a state champion.
Paul Zemanek of Buena, 28-6, 105-26 in his career. A District 31 champion. First in Region 8 in 2004. Third in Region 8 this past season. And as you mentioned, from Indian River, DJ Singletary, a state champion.
Man, we talk about 189 being a tough weight class, and there's a lot around, but this was a pretty tough one too, Voj.
Yes, it was.
And Zemanek, Silvestro, Corcoran. Of course, you had Ian McLeaf up in Region 7. 2-0 lead, Singletary. Now 2-1, Zemanek with the escape.
And like we mentioned earlier, Zemanek this year wrestled some matches at 215 and some matches at heavyweight, so he's used to wrestling bigger guys, which helps a 215-pounder when he gets somebody more his size.
But of course, how often do you wrestle 36-0 state champions?
Yes.
That look like Singletary.
Not very often.
Oh, Singletary, man, he's going for the leg. Not going upper body, taking a shot. Zemanek can hold off, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it there. Oh, 6 seconds left. What do we got? Injury time for Zemanek. They do give him the takedown, 4-1 lead. He's okay.
Zemanek shakes it off right away.
And we'll come come to the end of the first period, a 4-1 lead for DJ Singletary. And Vogt, you look on paper, South Jersey's favorite in the last 2 weights, heavyweight 119.
Yeah, you would certainly think so. Landau, who we'll talk about in a second, is a pretty good wrestler on his way to Penn State on a football scholarship.
The 275-pounders, A.J. Brooks from Delaware, and Region 7-8, Dennis Landau. And the 119-pound weight class match, Delaware's Tad Grubal, and Region 7-8, Derek Sharp.
The announcer just letting the crowd know there's 2 more matches to go so they don't walk out after the heavyweight bout.
Now 4-3. 4-2. I was going to say, where'd they get the... I'm trying to figure out where the extra point came from.
4-2 is correct.
Yeah.
The 2 escapes.
That second takedown by Singletary really impressed me, Vogt, because he, usually get these guys going upper body, but he took the shot.
The power takedown.
Especially with his size. It's hard to believe he can get down that low on Zemanek the way he's built.
It's true.
Of course, the wrestling junkies, this is it for them. You know what I mean? Unless they're going to go hunt down these tournaments, and they're all over the place.
Yes, they are. Oh, we got an interesting one coming up in Williamstown in May. The South Jersey Wrestling Hall of Fame sponsors a tournament that is 2-pronged for novices and for experienced wrestlers.
I'm thinking about entering, Vogt. I got down to like 187. So my goal, if I get to 171, I'm going to enter. There is experience, age limitation?
There's a novice weight class. You would fit into the novice weight class.
Oh, in the novice?
You could wrestle some of those green 9th graders and 8th graders who are starting out their careers.
There you go. They could probably take me. I'd have to get them in the first 10 seconds. 10 seconds left, second period, 4-2 lead for Singletary. And, you'll tell us where Indian River is, Vogt. Believe it or not, I passed Indian River.
It's in Delaware.
Yeah, thank you. I get Indian River stories from my wife all the time when we pass Indian River.
Wendy was very pleasant on the phone, by the way, the other day when I called your house and you were in the shower.
It was... what are you trying to say about her? She's not always happy. Actually, you always call my cell phone. I was shocked you called the regular phone.
Well,
did I tell you could call me at home?
Usually when I talk to you, you're not in a very good mood, so I'm surprised that Wendy was that cheerful.
I'm not. I definitely am not a phone guy, Vogt. Not a phone guy.
Well, I know you always try to rush me off the phone before I can even get the first words out.
After like the 36th, 37th minute, you know what I mean? Trying to watch The Apprentice or something.
Boston Legal.
Boston Legal. Well, I know you won't call me right now because you watched that one. 124 left, 5-2 lead. DJ Singletary.
We were down in Atlantic City for the weekend for the state wrestling tournament. After it ended on Sunday, we stayed over one more night before we headed home, and I made sure I was up to the room in time to see Boston Legal.
There you go. Did not catch it, Vogt. I actually taped it. I actually do work some nights this week. I thought it was done with wrestling, but I actually have to work tomorrow night and Friday night. But I start getting weekends off again. 50 seconds left. So Maddox might as well just take the chance here, huh, Vogt?
Well,
down 3.
5-2.
Manic going right back to the center, trying for something here. Here's Singletary, just too big and too strong. and gets a takedown.
Yep.
7-2 final score, now 48-9. In case everybody at home failed to realize, Region 7 and 8 has clinched a match. In case you forgot to mention that, Vogt.
Some time ago.
Yeah.
A couple bouts left. Landolt's going to come out for Region 7-8 to wrestle heavyweight, and then we will have a second appearance by the wrestler from Delaware, who will come out and wrestle 119-pounder sharp from Region 7-8.
A.J. Brooks from Sussex Tech and Dennis Landolt of Holy Cross.
A.J. Brooks being an aggressor out there real quick. He's 35-4 this year. 115 wins and 22 losses in his career. Second in the conference this year, but a 2005 state champion in Delaware. Dennis Landolt, 35-3 this year, 85-8 in his career. Two-time District 26 and two-time Region 7 champion. Two times third in the state.
Now, Vogt, you look at those 85 wins, you wonder why he doesn't have more, because they had that Adam Cooney. It was probably hard for him to find a weight class.
Yes.
I'm assuming, I don't know.
Yes, Adam Cooney was there and is now in college, and also was a pretty good upper weight by name of Pat Knight, who was at Holy Cross, who's down at Gettysburg. Landolt to be a Nittany Lion next year.
Him and that Anthony Scarato of West Deptford.
Yes, yes. Good point.
Let's think of the local guys. There's Landolt getting in on the legs and gets the takedown.
Nice.
Boy, he made that one look easy.
Nice turn there to get that, John, and showed some pretty nice speed. Of course, that'll make Joe Pa happy to see that kind of a speed turn the corner.
I don't know if Joe Pa can realize that by now. I think Joe Pa's seen his better day. Trying to put him right on his back. Might run out of time though, 7 seconds. And he runs out of time. 2-0 lead, we go into the second. And we'll have an injury time.
And if Landolt could have gotten his arm free there, I think his arm was tied up. If he could have gotten that free, the half was inviting. You see Gary McGurn tending to Russell Landolt, Joe Robinson in the background.
Somebody yawning, they're thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
Oh, you are not.
I'm thinking, good, I'm glad I live in East Greenwich, and it's, what, about 5-6 miles away? I don't even know how far I live from here. I'm going to guess 5 or 6.
I thought you were stopping over to the house tonight to help me pack for St. Louis.
Help you? I got to pack, Vogt. You guys told me to be ready after dinner. You're going to come and get me. Of course, the Vosges left in the bleachers about 5 rows up. Gary Papa. Team finished #1 in the state of New Jersey this year, which means the 7th straight year South Jersey has had the #1 team in the state of New Jersey. Paulsboro for 2 years. Absegami had that 4-year run. Camden Catholic this year. And next year you look, I mean, Camden Catholic's going to be strong. Paulsboro's going to be strong. I'm sure teams like Ocean will be strong. Jackson. I'm even hearing Del Val could be tough.
Well, and I don't think South Plainfield's going to slow down a lot either.
No.
And Kittatinny has they have a good contingent of wrestlers back, so it should be quite a challenge next year for the #1 ranking in the state.
There's the escape 2-1 lead. Landolt's still in charge. A.J. Brooks, and he's going in on that leg again, trying to get that takedown right on the line.
Well, just missed the other ankle. Had to get the other ankle. Now, of course, Brooks turned in, battling to get the takedown himself. As out of bounds they go, there should be no control.
Nobody gets the takedown.
Nice to see a couple of heavyweights use that much activity.
Oh, Landolt's got a great build, though, for a heavyweight, man. That's how you were, Vogue. When we showed that picture of you back in like 1958, you looked like that, didn't you? Remember a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
On that 10-cent newspaper. Here's that Gary Papa in the shot right there.
Yep.
Just wins wherever he is. Paul the 61, Camden Catholic, he won.
Listen, the wrestling season's over, and Gary Papa decides to take his wife out and give her, a night out, and he brings her to a wrestling meet.
Yeah. Just what she wanted. Look out. Brooks in a little bit of trouble here. Landolt trying to get 2 and then some more, but he gets the 2.
Well, Brooks who failed coming, and thought a better part of discretion there was to belly down right away.
4-1 lead for Landolt. There's A.J. Brooks, a state champion, Delaware. Which makes me wonder what happened to the heavyweight from Bill Bro, I think his name was, from Caesar Rodney votes, because he was ranked nationally and finished, 3rd, 4th, 5th, something like that in the Beast of the East. And I didn't see his name in the state tournament when I looked at the results for Delaware. I don't know if he was hurt or what. Because he had that great match with Demetrius Hester in that dual meet with Paulsboro, which Hester won.
Won in overtime, right?
And I think everybody thought if Hester won that match, Paulsboro would win. Didn't work out that way.
No.
11 seconds left.
Well, it's kind of a bad scheduling situation when you knew Jackson was going to be a formidable opponent this year. It's pretty tough to schedule Jackson on one day and Caesar Rodney 2 days later. I don't know if Caesar Rodney was underestimated or it was just the only place available on the schedule, but that was a tough 2 matches in 3 days setup.
4-2, final 2 minutes. Landolt starts on the bottom. Caution against Delaware. Again.
Well, that's 2 cautions, so anyone after this is going to be a point. Well, you don't want to do that.
Landolt's pretty quick on that bottom, though.
Yes, he is.
I think he got up in about 2 seconds, got out after 8, and has a 5-2 lead.
And now Brooks has to be careful. He just can't back off because he's will get rung up for stalling if he backs off. Oh, nice move by Landolt. If he can lift that leg and get a trip in there, he'll have his man down. There's the takedown. Always want to, if you get that leg up in the air like that, John, you always want to try and get it up shoulder high. Awful hard for the other man to keep his balance if you got one leg up shoulder high.
So a 7-2 lead for Landolt. We'll have a chance to see our 3rd wrestler from Eastern in the next match.
Derek Sharp. I think I give Delaware a lot of credit for being able to put another wrestler out there in an emergency situation. Joe Reyes of William Penn, who was a 3rd in the state this year, was expected to compete, and they had a death in the family. So Tad Brumall, who was a state runner-up, agreed to wrestle twice at 112 and 119.
Well, I know the word was when I walked in that there was a chance Brooks might not show up, and what they were wondering what they were going to do about heavyweight. You actually said you'd fill in for Brooks and wrestle for Team Delaware.
Only if they would let me keep the sneakers they gave me to use tonight.
Absolutely, just to see you in that singlet, Voach. Landolt in control with 20 seconds left, 7-2. And he's been in control the whole match. Never seemed like he was in trouble. So it'll be now 51-9, which is right where I had it when I looked at it before the match. Second straight match we've had ending in with a 7-2 score. And we come to our final match of the evening, 119 pounds. Tad Brumall. The name sounds familiar. Oh, he was the second wrestler of the evening. Picked up a 16-14 win over Matt Gambale earlier at 112. Now he's going up against Derek Sharp.
Tad Brumall.
And I don't think it could be as an exciting match with the amount of points that were scored as there were in that Gambale match.
And this one might be a little quicker because Sharp's got him in trouble right away, Vogt. Has the two, setting up for some back points.
Derek Sharp, 33-4 this year, 105-23 in his career, a three-time district champion, first and third in the regions, and he is on a mission. He saw Al Brumall was capable of scoring points in that match against Gambale, so he's not taking him lightly.
Sharp, aware. Let's get this out, Vogt. Aware of where he is on the mat.
Yes, turns his man right back in, and that's a sign of a good wrestler, John. You got to have mat awareness.
Tell you what, still hasn't gotten the back points though, has he?
No, I think Brumall's doing.
He's got two now. He does have. Looks like he's got two.
Yeah, but Brumall's doing a good job of trying to belly in to keep from getting up, getting in any more jeopardy.
47 seconds left in the first. It'll be at least a 4-0 lead for Derek Sharp as they go out. There's the two back, so it is 4-0. Vogt, match running late. We're not going to have time for post-game final thoughts. But your thoughts, once again, on the season that we had this year.
Well, I thought it's been an excellent season. We've seen a lot of good wrestling this year. It's a lot of good individuals, a lot of good teams. And you know, we're almost counting the days so we start the next season already.
I'm not. Are you? Are you?
The only reason I said that was to see what your reaction would be.
I count the days in December to when my break comes. Now it's time to sit back and pick where I'm going on vacation, Vogt.
The Bahamas again, huh?
I've never been to Bahamas. Cancun is one of the choices we're thinking about.
I was thinking about going down to Gibbstown on vacation this year.
Gibbstown's a nice spot. Yeah. I'm very fond of Casperson and Jim Marino, two of my favorite places. That's not a corner, that's Casperson Street and Jim Marino Avenue, two different streets.
In Gibbstown.
In Gibbstown.
Derek Sharp on the bottom with a 4-0 lead. In the very final bout of this 21st annual Seniors Classic between Regions 7 and 8 of South Jersey and the state of Delaware.
Watch Sharp here because he has that leg. He's going to pop out, get to him, maybe put Brumall right on his back from here.
Yep.
Brumall holding on for dear life, which leads to the question, Vogt, how hard is it to wrestle twice in an hour and a half, 2 hours?
Well, you have to have legally 45 minutes rest between bouts, and that's what we were watching in Atlantic City. Those people that were there for all the sessions noticed that the one round we had to slow down just a little bit at the end to make sure they had their 45 minutes rest. At this time of the year, it's not that tough to wrestle twice in an hour because you've been there and you've done that already.
Nice job by Brumall not giving up any points. Still has that 4-0 lead. Caution. This time on Sharp.
Yeah. Well, we certainly, I'm sure all South Jersey is very encouraged by the fact that Delaware continues to keep this series going.
Might get the reversal right here, at least one. Nice job by Brumall, though. How about that? Now look at Sharp, though. He's looking. This is trouble. There's two and maybe the pin.
Oh, my.
He missed that one.
Yep.
We'll have some back points here, though.
Oh, my.
Once again, one thing we want to do, though, Bo, just thank the coaches. Did a great job getting us all this information, all the stats from both New Jersey and Delaware. Of course, Vogt does a lot of this legwork himself for the New Jersey team, but Delaware for getting this stuff to you.
Yes. Very nice.
3 more back. It's now 9-0 as we head to the third period. Unless something strange happens, Vogt, our final 2 minutes for the season.
Kind of sad when you say it that way.
Caution on Delaware.
Region 7A with a 17-3 advantage in meets going into this meet tonight. So now that differential is up to 18 wins for Region 7-8 and 3 for Delaware. This being the 21st annual competition.
I was going to say, Broomall trying to hang on this last minute.
Yes.
Not giving up any more points.
Yeah, down to the final minute of our high school season, Mondelli.
That's right, Vogt.
Say it's not so.
It's so. It's so. Might get some more back points here. Time I say that, Broomall battles out.
Yep.
We do get the reversal, though, by Short. Looks like a lot of times he had him. I thought he had the reversal and some back points. Now he gets the 2, 20 seconds left.
11-0 at this point.
So the final score looks like it's going to be 55-9, New Jersey. An 11-0 win. Yep, 11-0. Vogt, it was a great season. Had fun doing these matches with you. Real quick, thank the crew. Crystal Gaines, Kerry, Fred, Stan, Darren, Bill. And of course you, Vogt. Final score, Region 7 and 8. 55, Delaware 9. For John Vogt, I'm John Mondelli. We'll see you next time on Channel 5.